Hello everybody, Goji Films here, and voice reveal. Yeah, this is my voice, and I'm gonna be doing this video with my voice because it's a lot easier than doing walls of text, and I just figured I'd try something new. So you guys will have to let me know if you'd like more how-to videos with my voice in the future. But anyways, today I'm going to be showing you the process of making me and fellow YouTuber Moth's Baragon costume. And yeah, let's jump right in. So this first image is of the arm. The arm is where I decided to start, and the foam is just 1-inch thick foam. And I wanted to try a bit more flexible of a design for the joints on this costume. So you're going to see that I used a lot more cloth in the joints for this costume than, say, my Godzilla or my Anguirus, which I need to make a video on as well. But yeah, another picture got both of the upper arms completed with the shoulder, and eventually I got to making the rough shape of the whole body, which is just a big sheet of 1-inch thick foam that I glued in a cylinder around my body. The tail is a vacuum hose, and I think this picture shows the design that I use for all my tails really well, with the vacuum hose and the foam rings around it that get smaller. And this just provides really good flexibility and a really natural look, which you see in my costumes. I know a lot of people ask me, how do you get the tail so fluid? Vacuum hose and foam rings with cloth over it, which brings us to our next picture where I have it assembled to the body, and you can see I started putting an old bed sheet over it to get the skin. And how I did the hands is I took these really thin winter gloves and I cut the index finger and middle finger in half, and the ring finger and pinky finger in half, and kind of glued them together so that those fingers would go into the same finger, so it looks like the gloves only have 3 fingers. And now on to the head, and for this I kind of cheated. I got one of those Jurassic Park masks with the opening and closing mouth, and I just started gluing this thicker foam over the mask so I could cut it and shape it kind of like Baragon's head. And then there's this picture with Baragon's head completed a little more. I got the eyes in there, and what I did for those is I took these clear plastic Christmas ornaments. I think they're like 2 inches in diameter or something. And I poured resin in there, and I printed out these like eye patterns and glued those in so that it looks like a really cool eye, and then went back in and painted the whites on his eyes, and it turned out really good. I'm gonna do this for all my other suits. I actually redid Godzilla's eyes in this way to make them look even a little better. But I actually used Warbler for the ears, for the base of the ears, which I had never used before. And looking back on it, I could have done it a lot better because I didn't know how to use Warbler. But that's like one thing I'll change on the costume before G-Fest next year, is the ears. Make them look better. But moving on, So this is a big leap. I didn't really get many pictures or video of Baragon in between this picture and the other one because I was on a huge time crunch trying to get them done for G-Fest, and this is actually taken on the night. This is Friday night before G-Fest on Saturday in the costume parade in my barn, painting Baragon, and this was I did horrible on managing my time here. But you can see I had covered him all in latex at this point and got all the back details on there and some of the little lumps and bumps that he has. And what I did for the face texture and the body textures, I actually drew out like the little grooves in his skin and then used tweezers to like pick out little foam bits and eventually make the skin texture, and that worked really, really well. It's really tedious, but the end result is really good. To paint him, I used latex-based paint and a paint gun, and I had Moth standing in there. She got a little paint on her face, but I just had her standing in there, and I'd take the paint gun and spray it, and it went really fast. This is the fastest I've ever painted a costume by far. So if you have a friend who's willing to get a little paint on them, then I recommend doing this strategy because it just works so well. And you can't see it in this picture, but on the back it actually has a zipper and Velcro to kind of hold that back spine part on there, and that's where you get in and out of the costume. But yeah, that's about all the pictures I have of our process of making Baragon, and hopefully it was informative to those of you trying to make a costume or just wanted to see how I did it. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment. I'll try to get to them. This is the first time doing a video with my voice, and I do plan on doing more and improving, so hopefully it wasn't too hard to follow, and hopefully I wasn't too stuttery and stuff. But yeah, go subscribe to Moth. She's a lovely content creator, love working with her, and I'll see you in the next video.
That's really good.
Ooh, baby, I'm warm.
Oh, trust me, that'll happen.
I don't know where the voices are coming from.